it sort of looks pajama-y.
Hello!
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, my goodness, there's so many of you.
Welcome to the AuthorTube Sleepover. I assume the live is working. I never know for sure. It says it's been live for 15 seconds.
So hard to tell.
Welcome to the AuthorTube Sleepover. We're all here today in our pajamas. I've got some popcorn. I've got some soda pop. I'm going to be enjoying all that and then getting some wine in a little bit. Today, this is the first time I've ever had 6 people on a stream, which I think is the maximum for StreamYard. And I'm super excited because this is going to be so much fun. We all have so many things to get done tonight. I am Savvy from Savvy Writes Books. I assume you guys know that because you're on my channel right now. Go through the comments in a second and say hello to everyone. But first, let's all go around and introduce our channels. And guys, make sure you subscribe to everyone's channel here because they're all awesome, fantastic members of our AuthorTube community, and they all make amazing videos. So let's start with BC Brown. Tell us about your channel.
What's up, writing weirdos? I am BC Brown, and I write paranormal mysteries and urban fantasy, as well as contemporary women's lit on my channel, BC Brown Books. I tend to live stream on Fridays or just whenever the hell it occurs to me to do so. And I am also the fun host of our very own AuthorTube karaoke, which we'll be doing once a month.
Yay!
I can go ahead and announce tonight that we will be doing it on May the 12th.
Awesome.
It is a Tuesday night that we will be doing it. It will be 4 p.m. till 7 p.m. Eastern time. So that will help everybody out. And my wonderful co-host will be Sako Toomey and Ms. Dahl Cecile Runo, our Black woman.
Hi.
Awesome. Lauren, tell us about your channel.
Hi, my name is Lauren Severe, and I have a self-titled channel where I talk about writing stuff and reading stuff and being good to the environment, and that's about it. Check me out. Yay!
All right, I'm just going to go clockwise. Writer Samantha L. Nassett, tell us about your channel.
My channel is Writing Mom Samantha L. Nassett, where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. That's pretty much it. I go in
Writer-parent things are also greater than the sum of their parts, so that makes sense.
Yes, they are. Today I put out a video called Writer-Parent Guilt, so
Oh my
that
God,
was
it's so real. I have
one.
to check that out.
It is.
Excellent. Now, tell us about your channel.
Hello there, humans. I am Dahl Cecile Runo, the partially blind alien from a distant galaxy who's an own voices author, and I write sci-fi and short stories in different genres like fantasy or thriller or romance whenever that occurs. And I also write a little bit of poetry, and my YouTube channel is basically a bunch of nonsense about my writing progress and some poems and some book reviews sometimes, and I really have to get back on track and filming more videos. And I stream on Wednesdays.
Yay!
Yay!
Woohoo! Tell us about your channel.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Daly. My channel is best-selling author, writing coach. This is way too long. I'm a traditionally published author, and over on my channel, I give writing advice and publishing advice. So if you want to write a book you're super proud of, it's probably a good channel for you. All right, that's it. Yay! And we stream every Wednesday afternoon from 11 to 1 Eastern. And Savvy is my regular co-host. Yay!
Hey, so this is Writer Wednesday today.
Lisa makes the best fudge on the planet.
Yeah.
I heard about this fudge.
Thank you. I'm blushing
It does.
Great. And then, as you guys know, I'm Savvy from Savvy Writes Books. On my channel, we talk about life as a small business owner and what the business side of being a writer is all about. And on top of that, we mostly just roast business scammers. On Friday, we're going after Tony Robbins. So if any of y'all have heard of Tony Robbins, I feel like most of you have. He's probably the most famous scammy guru out there. During our writing sprints today, I'm probably going to spend some of the time finishing the editing on this video because it's like over an hour long. And that's only half of it. It's a collab I'm doing with someone else. So the other half is on her channel. So we have a lot to say.
Oh my God.
this
Oh,
head
wow.
Tony Robbins. So get excited. Let's take a look at some comments.
Yay!
So to Buggy is okay. So she commented at 8 p.m. So an hour ago. So she was like, "This time I'm double checking my time zone, so I'll be here on time. See you in an hour." All right. Yes.
That's amazing.
I will get to you. If she got her time zones correct, then I should see another comment from her in a little bit. Type in the comments if you're here and got the time zone.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Audra is here. Hello, Audra.
Hi, Audra.
Hi.
I love how people have like a party in the comments section.
I know.
You guys are the best.
Nerdy Nanny, you got to tell us where you're at with your book since you finished the first draft.
Yeah.
That was like our first reading, remember?
Yeah.
I'm with
Audra
you,
says, I will
Audra.
finish my drink and have to refill. Understandable. Leora is here. Hello, Liora Sophie.
Hi.
She says, I have a new
Hi,
hoodie.
Liora.
Sal's avatar. That is awesome.
Yes.
Woo!
Nice.
We love matching.
And Audra also says that she likes the towel on Sam's head. So
Yes,
the towel on
fresh
his
from
head.
the shower.
Coming
I
up
have very thick hair, so if I don't put a towel on my hair when I get out of the tub, there is a puddle on my bed.
It's understandable. Yeah,
I
my
feel
hair,
that.
it was.
I feel that.
I had no hair for a while. Now it's short still, but there's just a lot of it. So it's like getting to that point again where it doesn't dry quickly anymore. Pretty soon.
I don't have that problem. I'm in where
You just lay in
dries quickly.
You lay in bed, you're fresh out the shower, so you're, feeling wet right here is perfectly fine. And then you're like, doing stuff, and then you go to get up and you go to lay back down, and you're like, oh God, why is
I
this?
lay back down on the pillow. I'm like, oh God, that's freezing. Why is there a giant amount of cold water there?
My hair holds water so much. I always tell like the girl at the salon when she cuts my hair and she's like gonna style it, I'm like, you really don't have to blow dry it. Like it's gonna hurt your arm. Like I promise you. And by the end, she's like, man, you weren't lying. Like every time without fail. Without fail.
That means that your hair is super healthy is what my stylist told me. So the more moisture that your hair traps and retains for longer means that your hair is actually very, very healthy. So if your hair were to dry like super fast, then it wouldn't be nearly as healthy. So
that's great to know.
That is good to know. It's bad like when they bring you over to help with the blow and you've got like 3 people blow drying. That's when you're like,
the really big long hair, which I feel like I probably didn't know most of you guys when I did. It was like 3 months into getting my channel, I cut it off. But anyway, I had like the huge long hair, and in the winter in Chicago, it was like I just had to space out my showers. I could only shower every like 3 to 5 days because my hair took 5 hours to dry. It wouldn't dry for 5 hours, so I couldn't walk the dog, or else it would be icicles. Icicles hanging out of my hair the whole time.
It's a legit problem.
I was imagining all of that, like savvy with
there is no such thing as a morning shower.
Yeah,
there's so much humidity in Louisiana that like I feel like sometimes during the year, and I'm sure you know this too, Lisa, with being in Florida too. It's like if you don't dry your hair before you leave the house, like and have it fully dry, like it will never dry. Like it's a thing.
I have in Arizona. If I want my hair to dry, all I do is get out of the shower and it starts to dry automatically. So thumbs up to Arizona in that regard.
She's got the bestest hair.
All right. So
I guess my hair is super unhealthy then.
That's good.
I'm sure yours is great.
No, I think it's unhealthy because it dries so fast.
That could also just be the texture.
It could also just have thin hair.
Yeah.
Because like I have very thick hair. Like my friend Chrissy, she's a licensed cosmetologist, and so when she used to do my hair for me, and when she did it, I talked to her about it because I'm like, everybody who looks at my hair, they're like, you have such thin hair. But I'm like, I don't. I know for a fact I have thick hair. And she's like, yeah, you just have fine hair strands, but you have more hair strands per millimeter than the average person. So that's one way of having thick hairs. because you're like your individual strands have their own thickness, and then there's how many you have per square millimeter on your head.
Yeah.
I learned so much more stuff about hair. I don't feel like a very good girl right now.
No, we're all learning things.
Wow.
We're emotional.
Like nighty night, like, and we're like, our hair, and
I know. Well, on your stream the other day, though, we talked about Savvy, and in BCI, we talked about boobs for like. We talked about boobs. We got boobs.
I was there.
I feel like it's an
I
important
was there.
Topic. So welcoming Melanie Ann, who now
Hi,
knows
Melanie.
about boobs and
Hi,
hair.
welcome.
Hi, Melanie.
Melanie's first writing
Welcome.
group. I am so glad you're here. Welcome.
Hey.
Audra got a drink refill and ice cream. Yay for ice cream. The weather called for it. Melanie, though, says any weather's ice cream weather, which I think is accurate. Even though it is supposed to snow Friday night where Melanie is, which, I mean, I'm in Chicago, so that happens randomly too here. Like every couple days it'll snow and then it'll be 75 degrees. It doesn't make any sense. But on another note, Bonnie Phillips Wrights is here saying hello, right?
Hi. Hi, Bonnie.
Oh, yes, Kathleen Benson's got the peppermint tea again. Kathleen's always drinking peppermint tea and then it's white wine that I don't know how to pronounce.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Lisa's fancy. She writes dating books. And,
I'm so fancy.
I'm a little bit fancy.
Goodwill says, I am having
Destiny is even fancier.
I know. Well, that's the thing. I'm normally kind of fancy, but tonight I'm not fancy. I'm just drinking like a Mike's Hard Lemonade in a cup with a straw.
I'm drinking a soda pop that I got for free from an Asian restaurant with my meal because I spent over $20.
Well, that's awesome.
So that's
Good deals. Good deals.
just having a beer.
Good.
I'll probably get I have a huge bottle of wine. I'll get the huge bottle of wine later. It's big. Let's see who else is here. Oh, Destiny Bridwell is here. Eva Wrights is here.
Hi, Eva.
Sarah
Hi, Eva.
is here. Hello,
Hi,
Sarah.
Sarah.
Yes, to Buggy got the time zone
Yeah.
at the exact right time. Devin Cutting is here. Howdy, Devin.
Hey,
Hi,
Dad.
y'all.
All right, it is a party here, guys. Chelsea Elizabeth Sharp says hi. Hello. Your
Cute
cat
kitty.
is adorable.
Hi.
Leora says hello, sleepover buddies. I love it. Chelsea wants to know if we prefer waffles or pancakes.
Waffles.
Depends on my mood.
Pancake.
So if I
I'm
go
not loyal.
near me, I
Both.
order pancakes.
Depends.
I can get like a combo meal that's like pancakes with eggs and like a whole bunch of stuff. But if it was like one pancake versus one waffle, like head to head waffles.
I have a Darth Vader
I'm not
waffle
loyal.
iron, and so I do eat waffle in the shape of Darth Vader's face occasionally.
I almost bought a Star Trek waffle maker like a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, no, I'll wait until we get into the new house. But I'm totally buying the Star Trek waffle maker.
Yeah, I have Darth Vader's face waffle iron. It's pretty awesome. Not gonna lie.
People are like, I want to change now. All the pancake people are like, Darth Vader waffle.
Well, I prefer pancakes, but when you got a Darth Vader waffle iron, you eat waffles, man.
I know.
Still just depends on my mood.
And love your ladies' energy. It's needed this late in the day. Yes, I gotta say, we're a pretty hyped up group for how late it is. Okay, guys.
Let me tell you, I'm an extrovert, so when I leave the stream, I'm more energized than when we started. So, like, my husband will be sitting on the laptop upstairs, putting the kids, and I'll go upstairs and I'm like, "Hey, hun, we're done," and he's like,
I'm exactly the
"Can't
same way.
right now. It's no."
Also, last night I fell asleep at 7 in the evening and didn't finish all my work, so I might have to do some work for my job while we're sprinting because
Oh my god.
I did some of it on this morning and some of it in between. I meant to do it last night and I fell asleep at 7 p.m. because
I share your pain.
I get tired randomly, so I'm like, this stream is gonna help me stay awake.
I have so many things that I want to
have the same
accomplish during
problem.
the
I
stream
fell
today.
asleep.
Like,
All right.
Yeah, I fell asleep after my sprint. Yeah, I finished my thing and it was just like, okay, I think I need a rest.
Well, I took a nap after your sprint too. So it was Lisa and then she was in yours, and I was like, I'm tired. I'm taking a nap. I wasn't even on camera.
Oh my God. I told Pam to take a nap this afternoon, and I got like so sucked into doing stuff this afternoon that like by the time I thought about it, it was like 7 o'clock, and I started to try, and then Mike's like, "What are you doing? You're gonna be up at 4 o'clock in the morning." So here I am, no nap.
All right, Eva said, I'm wearing a BYO Bud. I'm rocking a Care Bear onesie, working on that Care Bear onesie. That is the cutest thing ever. I love it.
rock that fantasy. Do it. Do it.
Paradox Now. That's a cool name.
It is.
Now says, hello, I recently discovered Savvy's channel. I write visual novels, interactive fiction, video games, and zine self-published books. Dude!
That sounds amazing.
Dude, I want to do more. I want to play more visual novels because I recently finished, I guess recently as in like a few months ago, finished the Ace Attorney original trilogy. And it is like my favorite thing I've ever played in my life. So now I'm like, maybe I just actually love the genre. So I want to play more of those. But hello,
so
Paradox Now. You are awesome.
That's great.
Welcome.
Tabuggy says, would you be able to link everyone's channels in the description? Oh, geez. Did I forget to do that this week? I normally do that. I'm sorry. Over. I don't know if I can edit it while we're streaming. But yeah, I'll link everyone's channel in the description. I'm so sorry.
You can't edit during the stream. I only know this because I too often forget. So I'll go like, oh, it's linked down below. And then I'll be like, crap, it's not linked down below. And then go.
Sorry, Lisa, I didn't hear you. I can or cannot?
Oh, you can't. Well, yeah, I was saying you can because I have also been in the same position you are in where I go, oh, it's down below. And then I realize, oh, crap, I forgot.
Okay, then yes, during our first sprint, I'm going to go link everyone's channel in the description below. So maybe that's a transition right there to go into our first sprint other than saying hello to Debbie. Hello, I'm so glad you're here.
Hi, Debbie.
So I'm going to find Doll's timer.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah, so we're going to do a 15
What
minute.
are we all working on tonight?
Yeah. So everyone, while I pull up the timer, go around and say what you're working on tonight.
Okay. I'm working on editing chapter 3 because I was supposedly doing that during my stream, and then after my stream I fell asleep. So I'm gonna continue with my editing as usual. I'm not gonna stop until I'm out of this book.
Nice. Good job. I'm editing a book proposal, so nothing super exciting, but yes.
Woo-woo. Get that work done.
That's right.
Samantha, your turn.
I'm writing a script for next week's video, which will be about beta readers. So
exciting.
Get that done.
Very useful.
We're doing disco dance.
So I am working on the third book in my Metaphysical Chronicles series, which is my paranormal mystery series, / urban fantasy, whatever you want to call it. I'm just trying to get this bad boy done.
Yes. Awesome.
I hate myself, and I'm working on an outline for a totally new book that I came up with last night.
That's awesome.
This is like
That's so exciting. Like
this
that.
is the fourth thing during quarantine that I'm like doing now.
You do it.
Write that outline and then pick a project, set a deadline for when you're going to pick a project and start on that. Now, the other ones have their time later. Pick your one. But while you're home and your brain is percolating, get that outline down on paper.
Yep. So that's what I'm doing. I literally told my husband, and he said, "Why do you hate yourself?" And I said, "I don't know."
This could be the one.
I know the feeling. All right, I'm sorry. My brain is all over the place. Did everyone share what they're working on?
Yes. What are you working on?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to start by working on linking everyone's channel. And then after that, I'll probably continue editing my Tony Robbins video.
And I'm using something that Lisa gave me in my AuthorTube Secret Santa.
Woo!
Because I ate the fudge already.
Nice.
I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, maybe once or twice.
Yeah. My goal for the night is to finish editing my video, do some work for my job, and maybe write some more of my business self-help book. We'll see if I get all those things done. But the first thing is to link everyone's channel. So everybody get ready to write. 15 minutes, go. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Welcome. Let's go back to, there we go. All right, so we'll go through the comments and see how everyone did. It's weird for me editing a video while on the live stream. I've never done that before, so this is kind of fun. But let's go through the comments and see what everyone's working on and how they all did. Oh, by the way, I linked everyone's channel in the description.
Yay, thank you.
For everyone who needed the people's channels, just you might have to refresh it, but it should be in the description now that you can click on everyone's channel.
I went wild on I went wild on social media. It's like, hey guys, we're streaming in case you forgot. Yeah, there's a live stream going on. Join us.
Thank you for sharing the stream on social media. I really appreciate it.
I was if you saw me like going off the side, I'm like trying to like take a selfie for social media.
That's awesome. I don't know where I even left my phone.
Ditto.
I also did social media bump too, so we might get an influx.
Yay! AuthorTube Sleepover, the better. All right, so Liora Sophie says, I'm editing chapters 12 and 13 of Witches and Demons. It's the beginning of the murky middle. There's action. It just needs a lot of editing. That's exciting.
Fair.
I love it.
Woo!
The middle always needs the most editing from me.
Yes.
Ann says, I'll be writing chapter 14 of my
Here's
web
my phone.
fantasy Knights of the Wraithmaker. That's a cool title. I'm probably 2 to 3 scenes away from the climax, and I'll hit the 30,000 mark on my zero draft tonight. Oh, that is so exciting! Yes, keep it up.
Yeah.
All right, what do we've got? So a few hair discussion points. Bonnie says porosity of the hair. Eva says, I think I could cut 12 inches and still have long hair. That's where I was last year before I cut it all off, like a year ago. I had to cut off like 1.5 foot of hair to get it where it was. And now it's been short for a while, except it's growing back now that we can't get haircuts. Let's see. Liora, so that should be called hair density. Yeah, I think you're right. It should.
It should, for sure.
Apparently the weight of hair can make it appear to have less body. A haircut fluffs it up.
That's true. I always feel like I'm more
that's
draggy when my hair's longer. I like it like a little, several inches shorter than what it is now. Same
Zoe Wrights is here. Hello.
I'm growing mine into long
Hi,
mummy.
Zoe.
We also have Winged Trish said, hi, checking this out. I've never been
Hi,
invited. I have a YA manuscript I'd like to work on. It's so exciting. I love writing YA, and Lauren also loves writing YA. Does anyone else here write YA?
I do, a little bit.
You do a little bit? Okay.
No, I don't. But that's
I
because
love
I don't know
YA.
how.
I'm trash for YA. Give them all to me.
Yeah, I'm YA trash too. I love it so much. Speaking of which, in a week and a half, my newest YA novel releases. So if you guys are enjoying this live,
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
that was exciting.
I love that book.
Friday morning, May 15th at 11 a.m. Central on Friday, May 15th, we're going to have a launch party live stream. So instead of a sleepover party, we're going to have a morning time launch party. It'll be fun. Yeah, so that'll be good.
Breakfast and book. Yes.
Breakfast and books. I love it. Books is
It's a book.
Mimosas, eggs,
maybe I
Darth
will.
Vader waffles, book.
Debugging says, I have a generic Monster energy drink because apparently I'm a 14-year-old boy who likes dirt bike racing. You know, I always got that vibe from you. I was like, you're also what, like my sassy grandpa or something? What was our thing? We were gonna be like sassy grandpa and your gay aunt from the 80s. Or superheroes or something. I forgot what it was, but we were
Savi, that should be your tagline. We were talking about taglines earlier today. That should be your.
I feel
That's your tagline.
as an author, I don't know how well it works in like my books to be like, I'm your gay aunt from the 80s. I guess it works because I'm like your cool mom. I'm like maybe 10 years older than you, but like I'm not gonna ground you for whatever you did. We're gonna talk it out. I'll be like Amy Poehler in Mean Girls.
I feel like I'm your gay mom from the 80s or the 90s is probably like the first line of your bio.
Yeah,
it should be that.
Yeah.
I usually only make that joke now when I put on like thick eyeliner, but I don't know. And I feel like I have to dress the part to be your gay aunt from the 80s. Right now, I feel like I don't know what I am right now.
Well, you're savvy, and that really
savvy.
All those things.
I feel like we should do. I feel like we should do themed streams, like pajamas, like BC Browns, and we're all like Halloween themed, or like one time we're like
Yes.
emo themed, one time we're gay 80s aunt themed.
Gay
Like we need.
We can all just dress like I do.
Look, Gatsby. We could do a Gatsby pajama party.
I love it.
It's the
I love this
2020,
idea.
y'all.
I love this idea.
Eva Wright says,
And we can all drink champagne.
For
out of the-
hosting this party, don't forget to show them love by hitting that thumbs up. That is right. Hit that like button. Eva says, full moon. It's full moon energy. That's cool. I didn't know it was a full
That's
moon.
true. Oh my God, yeah.
And Melanie says, oh, geez, I didn't even realize that, Eva. No wonder I've been so hyped. Okay, so why wasn't the full moon?
No wonder work was so crazy today.
7:30 when I fell asleep while playing with my dog. Why wasn't the moon hyping me up then?
Because you have to drain at some point. So that's just
Yeah, fair enough.
No wonder work was
did,
so
like,
crazy.
my first upper body workout in like 3 years, so that could be part of it.
Do not make me snort out my drink on your life.
we will
Do
get
not.
it at some point, Lisa.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Mary Lindsay says hello.
Hi,
Hello,
Mary. Nice to have you here.
Devin's here. He always makes me laugh, and I feel like that plus drink combination is very dangerous.
So Carrie and Melanie are having a discussion about Cleveland. That's awesome. Okay, so I have this video that I haven't promoted in forever. It's from like 2 years ago on my channel. It's called Reading While Trapped Overnight at a Bus Stop in Cleveland. So it has that song in it. You know, they have that Cleveland tourism video joke where it's like, come on down to Cleveland, that one. So I used that in my intro song, and I told the story about the time I took the bus to New York to see a couple of my friends, and I got trapped in a bus stop in Cleveland for like 8 hours overnight from like 2 a.m. on, and how it made me very grateful to be traveling alone because I spent that time reading a book that I'd been meaning to read, but other people would have been complaining, and I was glad that no one was there to complain at me about it. Other than this one guy in line who kept yelling about the Jets game and his Viagra. You gotta watch the video. I'll need to look at it. Because I shared that video. I did a story time video about the time I got trapped in the Cleveland.
Naturally. What goes together better?
You guys.
The Jets and Viagra.
The Jets, yes. The Jets game. The second thing is I'm gonna link my Cleveland video. I'm gonna link that in the description too.
Why not? You mentioned it.
It might as well, yeah. Mary says I'm about to start another round of editing. It was supposed to be Jamie's turn, but she gave me permission to do another round. Yes, she did.
Nice.
I can't wait to read this thing because we've been hearing about it and they've been working so hard on it and we've been hearing about it for so long that I just really want to read this damn thing.
I think that's one of the cool things about these streams is you get people who come back every week and they update you on their book and then you want to read it because you're like, now I've heard so many things about it. And then when it finally is finished or when it finally releases, it's going to be so exciting because it's like, yes, I've been so pumped for this.
I know. Like, I think that's like the most exciting thing when people like finish their.
That's like the nerdy nanny. Like she finished her children's book and about baking, and I was like, I want to read
That was
it.
so exciting. That was like on like one of the first streams I ever hosted. She did, and I was so excited.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Lisa commenting to say thanks so much for coming tonight. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Lisa.
Speaking of, I actually talked to my mom about her children's book, The Little Cajun Catfish, and she said she's going to try to find it.
Yes.
And maybe on a stream, I'll read y'all The Little Cajun Catfish.
I'm so excited.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Like, and I didn't remember this, but apparently she named the Little Cajun Catfish, the main character, his name is Ketchup.
Is what?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. I just
Is
Ketchup.
Ketchup?
Ketchup.
Ketchup the catfish.
Yeah.
Ketchup the catfish?
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
I need that book now. I need that.
Yeah, Lauren, you gotta get that book from your mom. We all want to read it. BC Brown showing support. Thank you.
Hey
Say,
to mom.
don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Savvy's channel to thank her for hosting a fun stream. Thank you. And also, don't forget to subscribe to all of these people's channels to thank them for co-hosting on this stream, because I'm so glad to have an awesome group of co-hosts. And thank you guys all in the comments for being here. Like, I'm glad we can have a big party. This is so much fun.
It is.
Unfortunately, Mary already has to go
We
because
love you.
message her.
Oh.
Have fun, Mary. I'm sure I got to this comment too late and you've already left. But
Bye.
If you're watching this in playback, we love you.
I'm with your student on Skype. Adorkable Author is here. Hello.
Yay!
Adorkable Author. Sako Sumi.
Some of my recruits.
Hello.
Hi, Sako.
Oh my goodness. I have so many comments behind. There are like so many people here that I haven't said hi to. I'm so sorry. Okay, here we go. Melanie is running out of steam. Keep it up. You've got this.
Oh.
Like, there's probably going to be a comment.
You can do it.
Left and I'm going to feel bad.
You might need a drink.
No, Melanie got 284 words. Excellent job.
Wow.
All right.
That's successful.
And Debbie got dinner.
Woo!
Being fed is
Gotta
important.
eat.
Audra got 195.
Nice.
Anthony got
Get it.
794.
Yes, ma'am.
Liora edited 151 words of a description. That is so fun. Good work.
Nice.
You get a hair flip. You get a hair flip.
Sarah got 517 words. Amazing. Winged Trish said I was going to work on my writing novel, but instead I worked on my class. I'm an English teacher. That's so exciting.
That is great.
I love it.
We all owe our
You get a hair flip.
We do. Lisa's right. Yeah, our English teachers. They're the real MVP.
Right? Yes.
Zoe got exactly 400 words. That's super cool.
Nice.
Adorkable Authors
Ooh.
read out edit for Blood Herring right before my second proofreader. Only a few chapters left. That's so exciting.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I'm ready.
Adorkable
I'm ready.
Authors saw Dolls post. So I'm glad. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're reaching people. Editing Bard's here. Hello.
I'm recruiting people.
Hi.
Another of my recruits. Hello, Bard. Nice to see you.
Paradox.
I'm so glad you're here.
We got a few lines of a zine I'm calling Dumpster Fire Apocalypse. And some new zines, the Google Sheets tag. Dude, I love Dumpster Fire
I
Apocalypse
love that title.
titles.
That's a great title.
That's great.
That's a great title indeed.
Philosophical question though. Aren't all apocalypses dumpster fires?
Apocalypse.
I know.
Are they all dumpster fires? I don't know. Well, technically, dumpster is a brand name, right? So, like you have Band-Aid or
But what if?
Vaseline. You have those things. Dumpster's a brand name like that. So maybe they're not
But
all
what
dumpster
if-
fires.
What if the apocalypse is a dumpster fire because it's a shitty apocalypse? Like the apocalypse is doing a bad job at apocalypse.
Oh.
There we go.
Or
I like
the
that.
apocalypse
She's thinking.
is such a terrible time that it's considered a dumpster fire. I need to know more. Clearly, I'm intrigued.
I want to know more about dumpster fire apocalypse. This is awesome. Mary says, I lost my manuscript for book 2 of my series.
It made me cackle so loud.
No, that's the word.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm glad you had a physical backup
hate
copy,
that.
apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just like my heart sinks into my stomach.
So that's like
That's literally my worst nightmare.
Right?
From
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Oh my
Part
God.
2 right now.
That's my worst nightmare.
We feel for you, Carrie. Oh my
You
gosh.
got this, though. You got 565
Dang.
words. You're killing it. Keep
That's
You
going.
can do this. You can do it. It's gonna be even better. It's gonna be even better this time.
Melanie says, I shaved my head last April and
Yeah,
had
you are killing it.
great in the summer. Yeah. My head was pretty much all shaved like this past November, and there's been no haircuts, so it's a mullet now.
All of this in Arizona summer sucks.
If I wasn't a mermaid in another life, I would shave my head. But I am.
Oh, sorry.
We need our hair. It gives us power.
He's my geeky grandpa, not my sassy grandpa.
Like
I'm my
Samson.
geeky grandpa and your gay Ann from the 80s are going to team up and, I don't know, do cool older relative things like give you candy. Take you to the
It's gonna be our first like themed stream. You can either be the gay 80s aunt or you can be the geeky grandpa.
But yeah, you have to choose a side. There are 2 genders, and they are gay 80s aunt or geeky grandpa.
I gotta say, I have a gay 80s aunt.
You do.
Like, yeah. Oh my gosh, she's awesome.
And it's
Crazy
not me?
scary. What?
It's not me.
No, it's not you.
It's not
That means so strange.
Car. She's like a massage therapist. She's like super cool. Coolest.
I think I have to hang out with your, because I'm also not an aunt. Like my brother doesn't have any kids. So
I was like, how dare you have a legitimate
I am
aunt?
Awesome.
So I am legitimately a gay 80s.
I am kind of an aunt.
okay, wait, BC Bro. Okay, am I the only gay aunt from the 80s that's like not actually an aunt or alive in the 80s? I apologize for being
BC Brown, were you born in the 80s?
In the very, very early 80s, yes.
damn.
We won't say what year, just in the very, very early 80s.
Just
Never
Just
too
the
early
first
to
step.
start
That's
lying
all we're
about your
getting.
age.
Melanie Ann says Mean Girls reference on a Wednesday. Yes. And because on Wednesdays we wear pink, Lisa's being the Mean Girls today.
Only one of us is wearing pink.
You're doing
I
it
think.
right.
I put two over.
Yep, Lisa's got it.
Bart says there's so much estrogen.
That's true. That's
Like,
true.
Wait, I can fix it. I can fix it.
Specific. That is a specific theme, but I bet us of all people could make it work.
Right? Yes.
Paradox now says I'm also working on a novel-length live-action role-playing game titled Silversiders. You got cool titles, like actually, that's really cool.
Yeah. That's an art form.
Dude, you
A
have
lot of
so
writers-
many cool titles.
Yeah, a lot of writers really struggle with titling. So those are both really compelling and interesting. That's fantastic.
I struggle with titles.
Do you?
I struggle with titles like you have no freaking idea.
Yeah, they're hard.
I have no freaking idea how to name my stories.
It's a completely different
My
skill
sci-fi
set.
has
Struggle
been
with
through.
titles until like the second or third draft, whenever I really nailed down the theme. And when I've nailed the theme, it's like, oh, this is the title.
Yeah.
This is what it was about the whole time. I just didn't know until now.
Buggy says I love that video. I'm assuming the Cleveland video. I'm gonna link the Cleveland video on our next grid. So Melanie Ann talking about losing a manuscript, that must have been terrifying. Or either that or you're talking about the Cleveland bus thing because you said you're going to go through my video. I don't know. Either way. Dana Gullen is here. Hello.
Dana!
Wants us to know that you eat catfish with ketchup, which is why
Hi, Dana.
catfish. Do you really? I thought you eat it with tartar sauce.
So I thought that was pretty morbid. Actually, that she named him Ketchup. So I don't know if I'm remembering this book correctly. It might be a horror book. Like, I don't know.
Ketchup. Yeah.
Lauren.
Oh,
My
Lord.
eyes keep watering. It's hard to wear my glasses because my eyes keep watering because I'm laughing so hard.
Sorry.
Devin combines Dana's two comments saying Full House and Catfish are great shows, which is true. Those are both. Actually, I will say, I think the original Catfish documentary was better because when it became an MTV show, a lot of it felt really staged at that point, but the original documentary is awesome.
Staged on MTV? No.
Never.
That can't be true.
Audra says, I guess hair is the theme of the week. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Correct.
And also, let's see. Paradox Now says, Dumpster Fire Apocalypse is what's known as a per-zine, personal zine, so it's just about my life right now during 2020.
Oh, so we are living in the dumpster fire apocalypse. Good to
That's
know.
fair.
I will definitely want to read that. Paradox Now, let me know in the chat. Do you also do you draw comics for it, or do you do art for it as well as the writing? I'm just interested in this project. I want to know more about it. All right, let's see. Early 80s babies unite.
Oh, God.
All right, y'all are actually from the 80s and I'm not. I get it. I'm a baby.
Oh, are you younger than me?
So cute.
I'm 27. I don't know how old y'all are.
Much older than that.
Yep, that's how old I am. Sure.
I'm 20. I'm 29. That's all I can say.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the doctors I worked with, I was complaining about a birthday that I had coming up, and this was a couple years ago. And he was like, "You can't be more than 19?" And I was like, "You're my new favorite person." Thank you.
I don't know how old you actually are, but you look young.
Thanks. We're gonna go with 19 then.
I
don't want to be 19 again. I don't want to be 19 again. I take it back.
I just assume that everyone who has kids is older than me, which is a weird thing to assume because that's not true. When I'm 27, there's plenty of 24 to 26-year-olds having kids, and I just assume they're older than me because I'm like, you're a parent. Parents are older people.
Parents are old.
That's obviously not true because I'm older too. I just don't have any kids.
I am older than you, but I'm not that much older than you. I turned 30
I'm
in August.
not that much older than you, but I'm older than you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm that much older than you, so it's okay.
Hey.
Love you.
It's like I sit here in my throne.
My mullet, it's making me look older than usual.
Oh, my gosh, you guys.
I tried to make a beard braid for you, Lauren, but it won't go above the chin.
So,
well, it's for the editing bard so that he's not drowning in estrogen. We have to obviously have some facial hair going on here.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Hold
on.
Nice. I'm so jealous of all these cool titles and saying titles are the in my existence. Relatable, yes. Awesome. Okay, wait, I've just about caught up. Editing Bard says I have 2 kids with a baby Bard on the way.
Congratulations!
Aww.
That's great. A baby.
Congratulations.
All right, we are 1 hour into the stream now, so let's do another sprint. I am going to pull up the timer once again. Here we go. All right, I'm getting good at doing the screen share. This is great. All right, everyone, 15 minutes. I'm going to link my Cleveland video.
Yeah, it's
Sorry?
I know. I mean, it's the more you do the streaming, the better it gets. You're gonna learn the trick.
Yes, and it feels so much easier now. All right, 15 minutes. Everyone ready? And write.
Beep.
Hello, we are back. I didn't get a whole lot done.
And
I did get this really big bottle of wine, which I'm going to drink. Ooh, that's a good sound. I like that. And I linked the Cleveland video in the description below.
Nice.
You guys can check that out.
Oh, yeah.
How did you guys do?
I'm having an experiment over here. I don't know. Can you see me?
Words in my outline.
You. You kind of see me. I want to go back to this. So that's the experiment right now.
Cool. I like the backdrop.
I know, right? Very disco.
I was thinking a lot.
It's Aurora Borealis. It's like Northern Lights, but like
Right.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. It does look very alien
Yeah,
from outer space.
Probably. Awesome. I want to go back to my old stuff. Like I want to have like this because I don't want to be fully animated all the time. But I don't have my window, y'all. So I have to find a
behind you
solution.
looks so cool.
The window.
That was an amazing
I
window.
like it.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Very bad.
So yeah, that's the experiment.
Yeah, very bad joke.
Katya! Hey, Katya! Now I can wave.
Adorkable author.
Hi, Howell. Miss you.
Sako Toomey says, doll looking fancy.
She is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Melanie was confused for a second, like, where is that voice coming from?
It's me, the alien.
Yeah. All right, so Liora researched types of glass windows for a description. I like that. Sometimes you just gotta do the research. Sako Toomey likes the line. Excellent. Paradox Now wrote 291 words.
Right.
Editing Bard wrote 168 words. Fantastic.
You did
Anthony Bridwell wrote 949. What? Minutes?
Ooh, awesome.
You're just demolishing this. Dang.
Oh my god.
That's
Dang.
amazing.
Like drinking wine from the bottle. I'm like, I'm the only one that drinks this wine. So like, why even bother with the glass? Like, what's the point? Zoe made some ramen and got 181 words. Excellent.
Nice.
Sarah Keefe got 406
Awesome.
words. Awesome. Audra got 167 words and some tea. Tiffany got 2 scenes rewritten, but they were scenes. I was
Fellow tea drinker.
so I'm very
Awesome.
happy. That's fantastic.
That is awesome.
Hi. Hi. How are you?
Oh my goodness! Hello.
Hi.
I look like a lady baby.
Yes, you do look like a little baby next to me. And go on.
So cute.
So cute.
I'm about to be invaded. Hold on, 2 more are coming.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my
I noticed.
Good night.
Yes,
Are y'all
you're my
having a good
babies.
night?
All right, now go eat your ramen. They apparently have convinced Dad that they need food before bed. So
I need food before bed a lot of the time too, so it's understandable.
Children after my own.
Eva says, I looked up herons, specifically black crown night heron, because that's a cool ass name. It is cool.
Those are cool.
It's a cool ass name.
Sako Toomey
I
says Aurora
like
Borealis.
it. I really like it.
At first, I was like, "Did you look up Aurora
Yes.
Borealis?" I think. Are you referring to Doll's background, which looks
Yes.
like Aurora Borealis?
Yeah, she's referring to this. She's referring to this.
That's what I thought
I
of.
love
Those
them.
are cool and spacey.
Melanie Ann, 633 words, and crossed the 30,000 words mark.
Yay.
30,014 words.
Awesome.
So focused, I forgot I was at a write-in. That's the best. I love it. Like,
That is the
I
best.
love that.
That's amazing.
You were in the zone.
In the zone.
You were in the zone.
Writer zone.
Like, we sing like Danger Zone, but make it into a Writer Zone song.
I love that.
Danielle is here saying, I'm late as always, running.
Hi, Danielle.
But I'm here and ready to write. Yes, you
Right.
are.
I love that. Not like single and ready to mingle. I'm here and ready to write.
Yeah, ready to write.
Awesome.
Barry
That's my line.
Q and I just made a whole video together.
Cool.
That's awesome. Congrats.
I'm looking forward to that.
Melanie is also going to make ramen. Everyone's eating ramen tonight.
Amazing.
That's what the
Especially
kids
with
are
an egg
eating.
in it.
I've been
I love ramen with an egg in it.
ramen because I was eating so much of it while we're stuck at home, and I got so bloated from all the sodium. And I was like, I want to not be so bloated because I kept thinking I looked like I was pregnant. I was like, should I take a picture of myself, like just in a sports bra, and post it on Facebook and see if people congratulate me on a pregnancy? Because
Oh,
I didn't do
Just be like, I have an
nice. I was like, I could just post the picture with no context though, and because I was like, I was so bloated, like, I was like, I actually look pregnant. So I thought that would be a funny prank, but apparently other people thought it would be not nice to mess with people's emotions. Like,
Yeah.
so I didn't do it, guys. I didn't do it.
My family would drop dead if I like pretended in any way, shape, or form to be pregnant. So it would be a really cruel joke.
Yeah, I thought it was funny, like, experiment to be like, what would people say if I didn't post any comments?
Right.
It was just like, look how bloated I am. But I didn't do it because I was like, I don't want to mess with people like that. But I just admitted on a live stream that a weird thought like that crossed my mind. So I hope you guys don't think I'm like an evil person.
No, see, like I was thinking, like if you do it, you just say, I have an announcement, and then the follow-up announcement is one final finals out today. And just as a personal experiment, see how many people commented, you're pregnant. But like,
yeah, but not post.
It was all a marketing ploy.
The marketing. I love doing a marketing ploy. I won't lie, they're fun.
But yeah, I was not encouraging a fake pregnancy announcement, just to be clear.
Well, I wasn't going to announce it. I just wanted to see if people would, because I just wanted to ask a woman if they're pregnant.
Well, it's also kind of like on a more morbid note. Like I ask my husband sometimes, like, what would you do if I died tomorrow? Like,
it's like that kind of thing.
Like, without me in it. I need to know.
Sometimes you're just like, what would you do if I? Okay, we all have horrible thoughts sometimes. It's part of the human experience. I didn't act on it. It's all good.
Abby's feeling the heat.
Okay, where are we? Danielle's cheering everyone on, saying good job.
Yeah.
Melanie says hi, and Sako was saying hi to Sam's kids. Hey, we won. Very cute.
Yes.
We won.
So cute.
Winged Trish says I have to go. Thank you.
They want.
Also,
Bye, Trish.
My children already want their own YouTube channels. They tell me what kind of videos they're going to make. And I'm like, you have to be older before I allow you to do that. But I let them come into mine every now and then. So
I think that's probably
a
good choice. When I see, like, I don't watch kids' YouTube channels, but when I see them existing, especially like the ones where it's clear that parents are trying to monetize their kids.
I think if you do that, like I agree with when you turned off the comments. Like I think that is okay because my oldest, he's 8 and he goes onto my videos and he actually comments on my videos sometimes. Yeah. And he's really excited because he's like, well, mommy, everybody likes your videos. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's cool. But like, if somebody thumbs down one of his, that would really bother him. And I'm like, no, you can just enjoy mommy's channel for now.
I'm thinking of the ones
Yeah.
where like a parent
Also, like,
will, like make a channel for their kid and do like vlogs of them and their kid doing stuff, and that's their whole theme. And it's like you're making your kid work for you.
I think it depends on the channel. I think some of them are definitely, but then other ones, like I saw an interview with Ryan Toy's parents, and he actually overworks them because like they don't make as many, because he's a kid, so he has a lot more energy than they do.
Yeah,
so he'll be like, let's do another unboxing, and they're like, no, not today. We don't have the energy for that, baby. And I'm like, I feel that. So I think
I feel so bad for being the.
Oh,
go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think there is a way to do it responsibly. I think more people are shady about it than are responsible, but I do think there is a way
to do it responsibly. You just gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Well,
I was saying that
style and stuff too, because like we have like a few pictures and like little videos and stuff of our son like on social media, but it's like here and there on our personal stuff.
Yeah, that's totally different. I'm thinking of those family vlogging channels that make their full-time income off of having their kids to have drama with each other, or like making their kids prank each other.
Well, another concern that I've always had, like as a parent with social media and YouTube and stuff, is like there are these studies that are coming out now that like even parents who just are really obsessed with their kids and post all the time about what they're doing and all these pictures and stuff, that by the time the child has enough autonomy and is old enough to want a social media presence of their own, their identity's already been established, and it causes like actual problems, like mental health problems and issues, like coming to terms with like figuring out who they are. It's a whole new level of that.
I'm really glad that
I was gonna talk about that. I was gonna talk about that, Lauren. You got ahead of me, because there's a whole psychology behind like the whole social media presence thing. If you have the autonomy to establish your own, like imagine if I didn't have the opportunity to be this space alien that nobody really knows or occasionally sees, like very rarely, like, you know, I have my whole presence, but I decided how it was going to be. Right. Imagine if my parents would have established like the poor child with her misshapen eyes and the poor girl who cannot see, but despite her disability, she's accomplished so many things and so inspiring. Oh my God. Right. And a lot of people want that image for me. Like a lot of people who don't know what disabilities are, it's like they expect that from me, and I'm like, screw you. Like, no, that's not what I want to do. Yes. No. I mean, so I have my own autonomy, but if you decide your kids' online presence or whatever, people already have preconceptions about your kid and how they are and how they behave and how they were when they were kids. And not to mention the darker side of all things, but you know, the dark web and the people with bad intentions, they are always looking for kids.
Not to worry about. We shouldn't have to worry about some of this stuff, because like I wish that there was no evil people in the world. But there are.
Come on.
Right. Like, you don't have to worry about
trust me, like
everyone else, you know?
Like there are no photos or any videos or anything that has any like even numbers of houses, because I'm like, I don't know if they could use the way that they like do our address numbers to like figure out what city we're in.
I think it's fine when Sam's kids pop up in the video. I think that's really cute.
Yeah, that's fine.
I guess like family.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Shion Akahiko says, "Hey there, babies. Hello."
Woo! Hi.
Destiny Bridwell says, it was a fight, an argument scene at a big fancy masquerade ball during Christmas. Harsh words, ripped off wigs, and torn dress. It was great.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That sounds great.
I'm all about that.
Yes.
Melanie Ann says, "I'll be writing the Dark Night of the Soul scene tomorrow, probably." Exciting.
Oh. That means you just wrote a really hard scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leora says upright and ready to write. I love it.
Love it. Instead of single and ready to mingle, upright and ready.
Upright and ready to write. I love it.
There we go.
He says ramen always tastes better at night and when you're drunk.
Right? That's
That's
true.
true.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Or hungover.
Audra over here had barbecue pulled chicken. That sounds fantastic.
Ooh.
Sounds so good.
Taco Toomey feels me on the Prego pictures, guys. I've been for like a month. So much high sodium food, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't look normal. Melanie says it's getting late over here, so I'm gonna go make my ramen and watch my soap opera General Hospital. Yes, have fun.
That takes me back.
Thank you so much for coming, Melanie. Come back next week. We loved having you here.
Hi.
Destiny says it was fun to write and it was just flowing.
Love that.
That is
Awesome.
awesome.
That's
Great.
the best.
Oh,
It
wow.
is.
I'm
That's
so
the
behind in
best.
comments. I apologize. But Danielle cooked orange chicken, which sounds amazing. Shion Akihiko says, what would you do tomorrow if I ate all the ramen?
Like in the world?
In the world or just in the house?
Yeah.
Because the house is the world.
One of those is solvable.
I would just make more ramen. Leora says, question for everyone. Do you know what Aladdin pants are?
Harem pants.
Empty hammer pants.
Well, I told her
Sounds right to me.
they were Hakama style, but she said that wasn't quite right when she looked it up. So I think maybe she's on the right path. I don't know.
Very Bad Books is also making ramen, just to throw that out there.
I feel like now I need ramen.
Everybody had ramen. Everybody
Yeah,
had
you know,
ramen. I had ramen.
on YouTube when I was 8. YouTube first became a website when I was 13, and I regret not posting on it. And here's why: because when I was 13, my cousin and I would make stop motion animated Barbie videos together. Like that
Oh
was
my god, that's hilarious.
we would make-
Wow, you would have been famous.
I was like, if I had started posting those on YouTube in 2005 when we started making them, when the site was new, like I would be like PewDiePie by now. But I didn't. I waited until like the end of 2018 to start doing YouTube, which was
Y'all, I am so glad that I did not start posting on YouTube until recently, because I don't know about y'all, but when I was younger, I was an idiot.
I guess if I had posted something I had in high school, it probably wouldn't have turned out well. If I went on one of my teenage political rants, that would be cringy to look back on.
I had a previous YouTube.
Teenager.
I had a previous YouTube when I was a musician, and I posted some covers and shit. But because I had very horrible situations that I'm not going to talk about in detail, I took all I didn't take them down, but I had them all like privated and unlisted, so no one can really see it. So yeah, I started like in 2009, was it? Yeah, I started in 2009, and the amount of uploading decreased with the years because I was like, maybe this is not for me. But then again, I was totally showing my face, like, like musicians do, the majority of them. And I was not really comfortable with that. So now that I'm a writer, I was like, okay, I'm going to try this again, but I'm going to do this right. I'm going to take away all the stuff that made me uncomfortable about it. And here I am now.
Awesome, though.
So 2 comments I'm going to get to real quick. First of all, Jean Marcella is here. Hello. I'm so glad.
Hi, Jean.
And she also says, how much longer are you going to stream?
All night.
All night. No, at least another half hour. A little longer, but I mean, you're definitely here in time to do some writing and stuff, so no worries.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, let me see, is there anyone else who popped by that I didn't say hi to yet? No. Okay, good. I think everyone's here. Great. Okay, so then this comment I think is really important. Paradox Now saying, I'm disabled and chronically ill and neurodivergent, and I hate it when people make us into inspiration porn.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
It's really common. Everybody, and it's meant in the best way, in the like the celebration of achievement. But honestly, I don't celebrate anybody else for being able to hear normatively. I don't celebrate anybody else for being able to see normatively. So I don't want to be celebrated for that reason.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sort of like, on the other hand too, like my husband's chronically ill, so I totally get that. And then on the other side, like with our infertility that we deal with, like we're a cautionary tale. Like that also is not like it's not okay. Like I know you mean well, but you shouldn't say that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot. I don't know if I'm disabled or not. But I don't know. It's one of those gray areas. When I was a kid, I had a lot of I like difficulties with walking, and I needed to do like childhood physical therapy and stuff. And it's now I've learned because I have scoliosis, so I'm very not balanced properly and that kind of thing. But as a child, I was like not able to walk in things. So looking back on childhood, it's like I hated getting sympathy. I hated when like teachers gave me sympathy. It was one of those things that's just like, ugh. And now looking back, I'm like, I feel like maybe my body image issues are still tied to this whole thing. Where like,
oh, that's interesting.
I'm like a person you
Possibly.
would give sympathy to. I still feel that way. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I get that. My husband, he actually, so he has ankylosing spondylitis, and he's had 2 hip replacement surgeries and a spinal fracture, and he's only 31.
Wow.
And like when he was a kid, he was so pigeon-toed that they thought that they were going to have to actually like have him in a back brace when he was a kid.
Yeah.
But he ended up like, he saw a bunch of orthopedic specialists, and they ended up like giving him some special shoes, and he walked himself out of it pretty much. And then he didn't have issues until he was about 27-ish. And that's kind of like when everything started happening and we figured out, oh, he's got an autoimmune disease. It's like chronic and degenerative and stuff. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's like if you look at him right now, like you wouldn't know anything was wrong, but like whenever he's in a walker or on crutches or like hunched over in pain or whatever, people are always like, oh, you got up today, you came to church, and we're just so proud of you. And it's like, dude, it's 5 seconds.
That was me, because when I was
like that guy over there's 87 in a walker, and he made it too. You're not congratulating him. Shit.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, like 4, 5, 6 years old, I had leg braces because I couldn't walk. And then when I was in like elementary school, I had a back brace. And it was like teachers were constantly like, oh, are you doing okay? Do you want to come to my office and talk about it? It's like, I know you're trying to be nice. I don't fault you for that, but like you're making me feel like.
Can you just give me a fudgesicle and move on?
I could just get a cookie and a chocolate milk. We'd be good. Okay, that's all I need.
Exactly. I have to confess, I played on that just to get cookies sometimes. So no shame. No shame.
Food is highly love, so I cannot hold that against you.
I love it.
I turned them down because I had too much pride. I was like, no, I don't need to come to your office for cookies.
I don't want your pity cookies.
Exactly.
I'll take it.
I do not care what kind of cookies they are. I don't eat the pretty
We are
cookies.
from the South. We don't turn down free food. That's free
I don't
food.
turn down pity ice cream. I don't. It is too
Right. I just be rude. We don't turn down free cookies. These are nice manners and help support. Yes.
That was funny.
And then Lucy Brown added to that about inspiration porn. And then this comment is unrelated, but it's funny. I had to Google how many lashes can a woman take for vlogging.
Wait. I want to know how many.
Yeah, you have to tell us now, Danielle. You have to tell us.
I didn't even know there was like a limit necessarily. I guess you might like. I don't know much about. I don't write very violent stories. So I don't know how much.
Oh, from the random knowledge I have collected over the years, I'm gonna say that that's person to person based,
Probably.
and it's.
Yeah.
One, how much backspace you have, because like a woman who's 6 foot and yeah, and somebody who's like 6 foot and larger than me could probably take more floggings because there's a lot more backspace to spread that out, whereas mine would all be concentrated. Also, pain tolerance is a thing that would go into that, and what kind of whip.
I love
this got real
logistics.
This got real kinky real fast.
Yeah.
Already in our jammies.
This comment kind of deals with both the disability and also with kids on the internet. So Liora says, is it okay to be really excited by that video of babies wearing hearing aids for the first time? I would say yes.
I love it. They make me cry.
I cry a lot.
That's not like a video where it's like a parent trying to, here, I'm going to film my kids fighting and put it on the internet for money. That's like a good thing. It's like, oh, this kid got a hearing aid. That's awesome.
So, sort of?
Sort of. Okay.
Not.
Okay.
It's kind of, so it's the same idea as like, hello?
Oh, I was just going to say hearing aids and implants in general are a really, really hot button topic in the community. And a lot of people feel that it's not fair that parents are forcing their children into the hearing world in advance of the child making that decision on their own. And a lot of deaf parents and family also feel that there's no reason they should have to be a part of the hearing world at all. That just being part of the deaf community is enough. And so, but in general, hearing aids and adaptive technology is just a big issue. But yeah, it's a kid being all surprised and super excited about something. So yeah, it gives us all the feels. I even, feel it too. But I have, hearing implants. So I'm a person that grew up hearing, that lost my hearing later in life due to a degenerative disorder. So that I'm trying to reclaim what I grew up with is different than if a child was born deaf and being like, yeah, so sort of.
No, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I feel like that's a difficult, because that's difficult, right? Like a parent might be in a, like, they don't know what decision to make because you don't know what's going to be right in the long run. Like,
right.
Will they resist me one way or the other? Like, and kids, guys, I don't want to make these decisions.
And that's the thing. That's parenthood in a nutshell, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you make the decision that you know how to make with the information that you have, and then you just support and love the hell out of your kid and hope that it turns out well. And that's all you can do because you don't have the answer. So, like,
the other part of that issue,
parents making it all their decisions.
The other part of that issue is a lot of times the deaf child is a child of hearing parents. So the hearing parents want to bring the deaf child into the hearing world so that they can be like them rather than letting them be like themselves. And that's where the real issue comes into play for a lot of people, because that child was born deaf and
that makes sense.
And shouldn't have to adapt to a hearing world just because the parents want them to adapt to a hearing world. But also, you can flip it and you can say that the parents shouldn't have to adapt to a deaf world just because they have a deaf child. So there's,
or you could say like they meet in the middle.
Parents always want to adapt to their kids, like, to their kids' situation, to the kids' world. Like, that's kind of part of being a parent, that you have to adapt to what your kid needs. I think though some parents don't necessarily feel like they need to make the decision when the kid is really young about whether or not they're going to be that they're going to feel more associated with the deaf world or with the hearing world. But that if you're teaching your child a foreign language, they need to learn those sounds when they're a toddler. And if they don't hear them, it's really hard to pick them up. Like for English speakers, it's really difficult for us to roll our R's unless we hear that sound when we're younger. And so I feel like there are probably some parents that are kind of hedging their bets. Like, I love and support my kid no matter what they decide, but I also want to make sure they're prepared in case they go this way or this way. So,
Yeah.
I, give them these tools this way, I give them these tools this way, because you don't want them, if they do choose to be, to use a hearing implant or do that they might, that they would probably be appreciative of the fact that they learned those sounds when they were younger, and they can speak more clearly when they're older. And then, of course, if they have no interest in that at all, well, probably doesn't harm them. But I think
it doesn't,
like choosing between two bad decisions often, right?
It's a tough decision. It's not easy, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
But that in and of itself is also another topic in the deaf community as well, as to whether or not children should be, for lack of a better term, indoctrinated into an oral world.
Yeah.
Or whether or not you should just go solely with sign language or other forms of communication like written language or anything like that. So it's a whole
what's really interesting though is I think so as a person who has two children who are hearing children, I taught both of my kids sign language when they were babies. And the reason for that is there was a really interesting study that came out that showed that kids who learn sign language when they're infants actually learn to communicate better. And by the time because they can communicate before they can physically speak. And so my son had a vocabulary of like 250 words by the time he was like a year old.
That's really cool. I never heard that before.
Yeah. And like some of my favorite memories of him are sign language memories before he ever had the ability to speak. We were at the zoo one time in this like underwater walrus tank. And we're looking at this big walrus, like right up by the window. We're kind of in this underground cave. And he couldn't make the sign for dog. And so we had done this for dog. And he gets all excited. He sees this big walrus and he's like, dog.
It's so cute.
But he's like, dog. And I'm like, no, that's not a dog. It's a walrus. And you can see the light bulb over his head. And he's like, water dog. Incredible thing. And he was like, I'm so grateful. And I tell my kids, but if you teach them sign language when they're babies, they read like a year ahead of their peers by the time they're 8. So there's value in teaching kids more than one language, whether that's sign language and a spoken language or 2 spoken languages. There's value in that. So maybe you don't have to choose between one or the other. Maybe you teach your kids both. Certainly some of the best parenting moments I had when my kids were young were because of sign language. Because they could communicate before they could ever talk, and you knew what was going on in their crazy little minds, and it's amazing.
My son uses some sign language, but he gets too impatient to use it a lot of the time. But I'm a huge proponent. I think ASL is a beautiful language. I started actually teaching myself ASL 8 years ago, and I did that because I work in the healthcare industry, and you're welcome. And I noticed that there was a gap in care for patients. Whenever they came into the clinic before their interpreter was there was no one who could greet them. There was no one who could tell them when their interpreter, where they were, when they were arriving, if they weren't there yet. No one knew, if they were having an emergency or had an emergent question at the front desk. And this was before we had the technology, which is called a Johnny 5, which is like an interpreting machine. But I remember specifically there was a patient who he fell in the parking lot, and he was elderly, and he was having chest pains. and no one knew what the sign was for like emergency room or hospital. And so I was out there and like, I'm not a clinical member of staff, meaning I'm not like a doctor or anyone who could treat him. But I knew that he was saying that he was in an emergent situation and we needed to call 911. And like, that was literally just because I went on YouTube and I said, I work in a place where unless the interpreter is here, if they're running late, we have no way to communicate with them. Right. It's dehumanizing to have them write down on a notepad what question they need. And for me to have to write it down back, like I should be able to greet them and tell them hello and what my name is, ask them if I can help them, and do like some basic medical signs in case there's an emergency. Yeah. Where's the bathroom? Like I should be able to answer that question for them without their interpreter there. You know?
I do. Well, and go ahead.
Sorry.
So I love ASL, and I did teach my son a couple of signs, but he's really impatient with it. But I also, you know, I think that it's important, just again, speaking from a medical standpoint, because I am a member of the healthcare community, to say that every one of those kids, they're a different patient and they have a different history. So the parent choices, the choices that parents are making, it's not a blanket discussion, you know, because you don't know what their medical history is. You don't know if it's, you know, a choice necessarily, or if it's something that, you know, isn't just about quality of life, you know, for the parents. Yeah. And so that's something that I just want to say, like, this is a great conversation. And like, I love this topic. I really, really do. But
if you're a writer and you ever have to write anything medical, you consult Lauren.
Exactly. So before we go into our next writing sprint, I think there's this comment from Tibuggy. Funny story to lighten the mood. I have a friend with 2 deaf parents, so ASL is his first language, and that's all he speaks at home. So when he gets drunk, he forgets to speak.
Oh my God.
I commented back on that because I'm usually really cognizant of who does and who does not use sign language.
Yeah.
The drunker I get, the more I use sign, because I totally forget that my friend uses sign. And so, like, it'll come into play. Like, I'll go to karaoke and I'll decide it's a night where I'm drinking and I'm up on stage and I'm doing karaoke in sign.
That's so interesting.
Singing it.
That's awesome.
All right. So everyone.
One of the first things I learned in sign language was a church song.
Really?
Yeah.
We've got Doll's timer back up on the screen. We've had so much interesting conversation that I think we are all ready to write.
Get back in the zone.
In the zone. 15 minutes. Everybody, right. Go. All right, welcome back, everyone. I hope your sprint went well. During the past 15 minutes, I edited some more of my Tony Robbins video. We got to the part where Tony is asking people in the crowd who are suicidal to stand up so that he can cure them. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, Tony is laying on the practicing psychology without a license very thick in this video. So, that's what I'm editing right now. What did you guys get done?
Get ready for my bombardment of comments under that video.
Yes,
if you're gonna talk about suicide, I'm gonna bombard you.
Join the live chat and leave me a ton of comments being like, who is this man and why is he so horrible? But
yeah.
If you're like, no, I think Tony Robbins is a great guy, I might fight you, so we'll see. All right. So how did all of you guys do? And then we'll go through the comments.
I ended up getting about 400 words. I had to stop and feed myself to something before.
I'm at a total of 1,200 words on my outline, and I'm at the bad guys close in.
Nice.
Excellent. That's awesome.
Rocking through it.
Awesome.
I am editing this thing, and the more I edit it, the more I realize that I have so many mistakes that I'm like, how did I do it? Why?
I completely lost steam. I was up super early this morning. It's like midnight where I am. I had 2 drinks and I was like staring at the page, nothing happening.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Totally understandable.
Yeah.
Hair flip. Check my name.
I'm almost done with my beta reader script. I'm just got to finish up the what kind of questions do I ask, and then I can fill in the bad experience and good experiences I've had with beta readers, which I left for last. That's going to be the fun part.
Yep.
Sophie Tiffany Clark says, just finished doing my thing tonight. Thought I'd join. How long is this going to last? Probably not a ton longer because I feel like people are getting tired, but I'm still glad you're here regardless. Normally we go a little over 2 hours normally, sometimes 2.5-ish hours on this stream. So probably not a super longer time, but I'm glad you're here either way.
Never too late to join.
Mary is back. Mary says, I'm back. Today, internet cut out in the middle of a final exam. Had to help her contact her instructor to get it reopened.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. But I'm glad you're back. That's awesome. Destiny says, I needed a food break since my stomach was growling at me. I had to walk through the living room where my husband is playing D&D with friends over the internet. I could hear them all talking. They chuckled when he asked me to get him a soda and close the window, and I told him he was interrupting my snack.
Yes.
That's cute.
Yes, ma'am.
Sako Toomey says, I want to draw Dal's avatars.
Do it. She needs fan art.
You want to draw my you want to draw my avatars?
Do it.
Contact me.
Yeah.
Contact me. Thank you so much for that.
Lab is born just like that. I love it.
Oh my God.
Do it.
It says,
Your pleasure.
pajama doll, late night doll. Am I forgetting any?
Just normal sprinting doll, normal stream doll.
Right. That's great.
That's awesome. I love it.
That's super fun.
I have to say I got a few tears because like I didn't ask her for it, but it's so sweet. Thank you so much.
That is so sweet. I love it. Let's see. Tibuggy says, I'm writing out my timeline to make sure I didn't mess anything up. Important stuff.
Smart.
Danielle wrote 327 words. Excellent. Nice job. Destiny wrote 527 words. Amazing.
That's great.
Sarah wrote 698 words and is going to call it a night. Good night, Sarah. I'm so glad you were here.
Right.
Thank you for joining us.
I edited some previously written stuff and wrote a new paragraph.
Editing is hard.
Eva says, I read about some beetles.
Good.
Liora says, I edited a lot and got a really beautiful line that I'm proud of. Oh, that's the best. I love it.
That's great.
Zoe got 330 words, has written almost 5,000 words just today.
Dang.
Wow.
Awesome.
Sako Toomey says 500 words and a little research. Laurel says, hey, all just got here, so no worries. Hello, Laurel. Glad you're here.
Hi, girl.
We Arizonans are never on time.
Mary says, I helped my student get through her final exam crisis and read and edited up to halfway through chapter 2.
Cool.
Well, I mean, that's some multitasking. It's like you were helping a student get through a final exam crisis, which is stressful. And then you were done with that. And I would be like, I'm going to go take a nap. But Mary was done with that. And it's like, you know what? It's time to edit chapter 2.
Right.
Good for you, Mary.
He's a boss.
Mary, you are a badass.
Destiny wants to know, are we doing any more sprints tonight? I feel like probably not, because I think everyone's getting tired, which is understandable.
I think no Destiny, but Sako Toomey is gonna host a stream right after this for the very night owl creatures like
Oh,
me.
here, Sako says right here, I'll probably do a witching hour stream after this. All right, so if after we sign off here, if everybody is like, if people are still feeling like they could keep going, head over to Sako's stream and keep up your productivity. Just because it's late doesn't mean we can't be making it happen. Oh, I missed this one. Audra says 185, and I decided to kill a character.
Yeah. Keep them dead. Please. Keep them dead. That's my biggest pet peeve. I just read a book where like there's this really heart-wrenching character death, and I was like, man, but they got that redemption arc, and it was wonderful, but my heart is wrecked. And then at the end, they were like, just kidding, not really dead.
I
was like,
no. On the stream, got 2270 total in the stream. That's amazing.
Nice.
Congrats.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Link, are you asking for link to Sako's stream?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sako, if you're able to, I feel like you can't put links in the chat. I tried earlier on link.
Yeah.
Mine.
You can
If you are a moderator in the chat, then you can drop some links.
Okay.
I think Savvy is the only one who can.
Dude, Destiny got 6,000 words today. That's insane.
What? That's great.
Sako's channel and see if I can find a link to drop in the chat. If not,
I got you. I'll put it in the private chat.
oh, you got the link?
Yeah. Just to her channel in general.
Okay, I've got her channel. I'm subscribed. Oh, I guess the stream is not listed yet, is it? Yeah. No. Okay. Well, I'll drop a link to the channel, and then we can. Here we go. All right, guys. So here, that should be a link to the stream. So guys, go over and join that stream if you still want to keep going when we're done. I feel like we're just about going to get ready to wrap up for the night, but before we leave, I want to make sure everybody, I now do have all of the links in the description below. So make sure you subscribe to everybody's channel. Real quick, everyone go around, say what your channel is for people who got here after the introduction. Lisa, go first.
Do you want to go backwards?
Yeah, I'm going boop, 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 boop. Lisa, tell me about your channel.
Oh, okay. Hi. So I'm Lisa Daly. My channel is Bestselling Author Writing Coach. I'm a traditionally published author. I write rom-coms, and I used to write dating advice books. So I do a little fiction, a little nonfiction. And if you want to write a book you're super proud of and get it published, come check out my channel. That's all I have to say. All right, here we go.
That was a good intro.
Wait, I'm going the wrong direction.
Oh,
To dog. To dog.
All right. First of all, thank you very much for having me here. I am very happy to co-host. I'm a super happy co-host because I don't need to be clicking on the comments and stuff. You know how hard that is for me, but I still do it anyway. But yeah, I love being a co-host, and I love the sleepover style. I'm a night owl. you see that I'm a lot more energetic now that it's
Right?
I should probably reschedule my streams, lol. But anyway, thank you very much for having me here. I am Dulcie Silveruno, the partially blind alien from a distant galaxy who's an own voices author. I'm working on a sci-fi and also short stories in different genres like fantasy, thriller, or romance when that occurs sometimes. And I also write some poetry here and there, and I tend to feature blind or visually impaired characters in my stories. More disabilities in the future, but for now, that's what I do because, I have to start somewhere. So yeah, that's what my channel is about. It's a lot of poems and a lot of writing updates and nonsense and some cute timers that I learned to create. So that's me. Thank you.
By the way, guys, the first link I posted looks like it was wrong. I posted a new link in the chat, so make sure for the stream on Sako Tumi's channel. The stream is not listed yet. It's just her channel. So if you go to the channel, when this stream is over, the stream on that channel should start.
Pop up.
Hopefully that link works. Anyway, writer and mom, Samantha Nassett, tell us about your channel.
Yes. My channel is Writing Mom Samantha L. Nassett. I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things because when I decided to start my channel and my brand, nobody talked about writing and parenthood and how that fucks each other up. So I wanted to.
Yes.
I actually just put out a video today called Writer Parent Guilt because it's Mental Health May, and I think that's really important to talk about. So yeah, I can check that out if you want.
Everyone make sure you watch that video, especially if you have kids. Lauren, tell us about your channel.
Hi, my name is Lauren Sevier. My channel is self-titled. I talk about being a young adult fiction author, reading stuff, being eco-friendly, and a lot about like the self-publishing journey, just because I'm going to be a self-published author this year. My debut is November 21st. I can stop writing other books and finish it, at least. And also, Samantha Nassett is going to be teaching me how to write flash fiction, and we're going to figure out if I'm any good at it on a collab.
Awesome.
That's cool.
All right, BC Brown, tell us about your channel.
Hey, writing weirdos, you know me. I am BC Brown of BC Brown Books, and I have my channel where I teach better writing, better marketing, and better publishing for indie authors. I myself am a hybrid published author, meaning I am both independently published and traditionally published. Paranormal mystery, urban fantasy, and contemporary women's lit is my dealio. And yeah, I host writing sprints on Fridays from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. So come and get weird with me then.
Nice. And you guys, I'm Savvy from Savvy Writes Books. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. I like to do videos about my life as a writer and a small business owner, and I like to roast scammers, pyramid schemers, people targeting small business owners and exploiting what we do. This Friday at 11, we're going to be roasting Tony Robbins, so it's going to be great. And next Friday, the 15th, I am going to be releasing my newest young adult novel, One Final Vinyl. I am so excited, as we've mentioned, and this book deals with some of my own experiences. I mean, it's fiction, but it also deals with, anxiety and that kind of thing, and portraying that from, an own voice's perspective. So I really hope if you guys are interested in it that you enjoy it. Live stream launch party is going to be Friday, May 15th at 11 a.m. So the reminder's up on my channel now. You can set a reminder there for the video if you guys want to attend the live stream launch party. It's going to be a good time. But other than that, I will see you guys all next week. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. Thank you for wearing your pajamas and having snacks and eating ramen and having a good time with us.
Love you.
Another sleepover.
Love you.
In the meantime, don't forget to support small businesses. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.